Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Justin. It's Saturday. That means we're back at the movies for another review. And this week, as is the case a lot of the times, at some point during the week, I tend to get a movie stuck in my head. Whether it's lines from that movie or scenes from that movie, or if a conversation comes up about that movie. And then that's really where I want to go. And this week was no different. So this week on the channel, we're going to be reviewing the 1997 Taylor Hackford directed The Devil's Advocate, starring Keanu Reeves, Al Pacino, Connie Nielsen, Charlize Theron, Jeffrey Irons, and Craig T. Nelson. It's a fantastic cast, and it's an enjoyable movie. There are flaws with the movie, but it's still an enjoyable movie. And I do remember seeing it, when I was younger. I don't know if I saw it necessarily at the time it came out. I was only 12. Or if it was not that long after. I'm sure I saw it on VHS or DVD sometime not that long after. But it's an entertaining movie. It's a psychological horror movie, I guess you could call it. For those of you who aren't familiar with it, Keanu Reeves is a very successful lawyer. However, it's in Florida. He's relatively unknown, except for in that area where he doesn't lose. And this catches the eye of John Milton, played by Al Pacino. But he has an ulterior motive. You find out throughout the course of the film that Al Pacino is the devil. And Keanu Reeves is actually his son. He had a relationship with Reeves' mother, who is this devout religious woman. And as a result, Keanu is born. So he, as the devil, puts Reeves on this path, takes him from Florida, brings him to New York to become this very successful defense attorney. But he puts him on this path where he forgets everything that he knows. He becomes corrupt. He stops caring about his wife, Charlize Theron. And it culminates in Pacino wanting his son to create the Antichrist with another lawyer at the firm, played by Connie Nielsen. The thing about Connie Nielsen is actually she is the daughter of John Milton. They are half brother and half sister, and their union is to bring forth the Antichrist. And like I said, it's an interesting plot. It takes elements from the story Paradise Lost. John Milton's character is obviously based off of that epic poem. And the cast, like I said, is fantastic. Jeffrey Irons is, the head lawyer of Milton's firm, whose jealousy and his own fears, help lead Reeves to where Milton wants him. Everything is a chess game being played by Pacino, and Pacino knocks it out of the park with this performance, as he does more often than not. He's such an iconic actor. Reeves is fantastic. Charlize Theron, she was so young at the time. She was like in her early 20s, and she shows an innocence about her and a purity about her, and how she loves Reeves, her husband, but, he doesn't love her the same way, and she, her slow loss of, her reality is fantastic to watch, and it culminates in a very tragic, graphic scene. I won't spoil it, but see the movie. Craig T. Nelson, he, more often than not, he's such a likable character. In this movie, there's nothing to like about him. He is a weasel, he's a scumbag, and he plays it perfectly. That's movies like that I enjoy, where you take somebody who usually is so likable and you make them despisable. And that really works. You know, there are flaws with the movie. I mean, in the middle of the movie, it does get a little convoluted. It drags a little bit. But the finale really, really, brings it back. So when you take a combination of the cast, their performances, Hackford is an amazing director, always has been. I've reviewed at least one of his movies, Blood In, Blood Out, on this channel. Go check that review out. It's a good movie. It's not great. It has its flaws, like I said. It's probably a little too long, but it's still worth a 7.4 as far as I'm concerned. And that's really just because there's probably 20, 30 minutes that you could have cut out and it would have been fine. But it's still a good movie. It's worth the watch. It's an entertaining movie. If it's on, I'll throw it on and watch it. So, 1997's The Devil's Advocate. It's a 7.4 all day. That's my review. If you like it, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Check out past videos, and I will see you guys next time at the movies. Take care.